Dear students, today we will continue with transmission media. Transmission media is a pathway that carries the information from sender to receiver. Okay, whatever the cable we are using from sender to receiver is called transmission media. We use different types of cables or waves to transmit the data. Data is transmitted normally through electrical or electromagnetic signals, and transmission media is also called as communication channel. And there is a classification of transmission media. You can see in the figure, transmission media is classified into guided media and unguided media. The guided media is again classified into coaxial cable, fiber optics and twisted pair cable. Again, the coaxial cable may be baseband, broadband, and the twisted pair unshielded and shielded twisted pair cable. And if you take unguided media, there may be radio waves, microwaves, and infrared waves in the unguided media. Okay, first we will see guided media. It is defined as the physical medium through which the signals are transmitted. There must be a physical connection. Then we will call it as a guided media. It is also known as bounded media. Types of guided media are twisted pair, that is a physical media made up of a pair of cables twisted with each other. Normally in house we will use electric wire. Those are equivalent to twisted pair cable. A twisted pair cable is cheaper compared to other transmission media. Even the installation of the twisted pair cable is very easy and it is lightweight cable. The frequency range for twisted pair cable is from 0 to 3.5 kilohertz. And twisted pair cable, we can see in the figure how it will be. So there will be an insulator and inside there will be a conductor cable. Okay. And it consists of two conductors, normally copper, each with its own plastic insulation, twisted together. So there will be a copper wire. Okay. And the twisting helps to reduce the noise. Remember, the twisting helps to reduce the interference, that is noise and crosstalk. One of the wires used to carry signal to the receiver and the other is normally twisted pair. Okay, and it is used only as a ground reference. Twisted pairs can be used for transmitting either analog or digital signal. The bandwidth depends on the thickness of the wire and the distance traveled, but several MB per second can be achieved for a few kilometers in many cases. Twisted pair cable comes in two forms, shielded and unshielded, that we will call it as STP and UTP cables. STP cable and UTP cable. Shielded twisted pair, STP. And this version of cable is introduced by IBM, and here STP cable has a metal foil or a braided mesh covering that enhance each pair of insulated conductors. The metal casing prevents the penetration of electromagnetic noise from the outside world. And materials and STP is costlier than UTP but less susceptible to noise. Here you can see. So twisted pair, outside there will be metal shield and then the plastic cover. Unshielded twisted pair, UTP, is the most common types of telecommunication medium in use today. The range is suitable for transmitting both data and video. UTP is cheaper, flexible and easy to install. You can see here UTP cable. Directly there will be one layer and inside there will be a twisted pair cable. Coaxial cable. Coaxial cable carries signals of higher frequency ranges than twisted pair cable. Two kinds of coaxial cable are widely used. One is 50 ohm cable, another one is 75 ohm cable. Okay, and this 50 ohm cable is commonly used for the digital transmission, and 75 ohm cable is commonly used for analog transmission. And cable television is more important with the advent of internet over cable. That means coaxial cable, what we are using for the dish cable, that will be a single wire, that we will call it as a coaxial cable. And here you can see how the coaxial cable is. There will be a copper core, then insulation material, then braided outer conductor, and then protective plastic covering. The characteristics of coaxial cable: low cost, easy to install, and there will be a 10 Mbps capacity. Nowadays it is 100 Mbps. Medium immunity from EMI, medium attenuation. Advantages of coaxial cable: inexpensive, easy to fix the wire, easy to expand, moderate level of EMI immunity. And the disadvantage: single cable failure can take down the entire network, since it is a single cable. Optical fiber. Metal cable transmits signals in the form of electric current. So, but the optical fiber is made up of glass or plastic and transmits the signal in the form of light. So, optical fiber is faster compared to all other type of communication media. Light, a form of electromagnetic energy, travels at 300,000 kilometers per second in a vacuum. The speed of the light depends on the density of the medium through which it is traveling. The higher the density, the slower the speed. And how it will be: like core, the glass core will be there inside, then the cladding, and then the jacket. Okay, all are of glass, only the jacket is of plastic. All telephone cable is of optical fibers. And here you can see how the end view of a sheath with 3 fibers. Okay, if there are 3 fiber cable, outside jacket will be there, and then core inside, and then the cladding, and outside there will be a sheath. Okay, to protect all 3 cables. An optical transmission system has 3 components: the light source, the transmission medium, and the detector. Okay, light source, that means the informations are converted into light, and for that purpose the source is needed on the sender side, and to receiver side we need one detector, and in between we need cable, that is transmission medium. And a conventional pulse of light indicates a 1 bit, and the absence of light indicates 0 bit. The transmission medium is an ultra thin fiber of glass. The detector generates an electrical pulse when light falls on it. By attaching a light source to one end of an optical fiber and a detector to the other end, we have unidirectional data transmission system that accepts electrical signals. We can see. So sender sends the information in the form of light, and here there will be a mirrors to reflect the light, and again that will be reflected here. Again there will be one mirror here. Again it will be reflected in this way. There will be set of mirrors to reflect the light to travel from one end to another, and the receiver, that is detector, detects the light, okay, or signal. There are 2 types of optical fiber: multi-mode fiber and single mode fiber. Multi-mode fiber is best designed for short transmission distance. If the distance is too short, That means one city to another city. Multi-mode is better. Okay, but country to country, maybe in the sea it has to go. Then there may be a single mode fiber is best. It is designed for longer transmission distance, making it suitable for long distance telephony and multi-channel television broadcast system. Advantages of optical fiber. The first major advantage is noise resistance, because fiber optic transmission uses light rather than electricity. Okay, it will not emit to outside world. Only the thing is there should not be loopholes. Okay, since the light is traveling in the optical fiber cable. Less signal attenuation. Fiber optic transmission distance is significantly greater than that of other guided media. A signal can run for miles without requiring regeneration. Higher bandwidth. Data rates and bandwidth utilization over fiber optic cable are limited not by the medium, but by the signal generation and reception technology available. Disadvantages. The major disadvantage is it is costlier. Even installation and maintenance is costlier. And fragility, that is glass fiber, is more easily broken than wire. Unguided transmission. In unguided transmission, the electromagnetic waves without using any physical medium we can transmit. Therefore, it is known as wireless transmission. Unguided transmission is nothing but wireless transmission. And air is the media through which the electromagnetic energy can flow very easily, and broadly classified into three categories: radio transmission, microwave transmission, infrared transmission. Radio waves are easy to generate, can travel long distance and can penetrate buildings very easily. So they are widely used for communication. Both indoors and outdoors we can go for radio waves. And radio waves are omnidirectional, meaning that they travel in all direction from the source. So the transmitter and receiver do not have to be carefully aligned physically. Okay, that is the advantage of radio transmission. And in the radio transmission, there will be VLF, LF, and MF bands. Okay, very large frequency, and medium frequency bands. Okay, radio wave follows the ground as illustrated in figure A. We can see in the HF and VHF bands, the ground waves tend to be absorbed by the Earth. However, the waves that reach the ionosphere, a layer of charged particles circling the Earth at a height of 100 to 500 km, are reflected by it and sent back to the Earth as shown in figure. Under certain atmospheric conditions, the signal can bounce several times. So radio operators use these bands to talk long distance. The military also communicate in the HF and VHF bands. You can see here. So ionosphere. So commonly directly sending it to the another side is not possible since the Earth is in a circular direction. So that's why we will send it to ionosphere, and from there it will be transmitted to another side. The advantage is, so when it reaches to ionosphere, it can reach to any side of Earth. Okay, that is the advantage of taking this ionosphere area. So VLF, LF signals are transmitted in this method. Okay, directly it is not transmitted, then there may be a disturbance by ground waves. Okay, so that's why to avoid that one, ionosphere concept is used. Microwaves. Microwaves are of two types. Okay, first one is terrestrial microwaves and satellite microwave transmission. So in the terrestrial microwave transmission, The beam of radio signal is transmitted from one side, that means sender to receiver, one antenna to another antenna, which is at the sender side and which is at the receiver side. And the microwaves are the electromagnetic waves having the frequency 1 gigahertz to 1000 gigahertz. Okay, microwaves with the electromagnetic range 1 gigahertz to 1000 gigahertz, the frequency range. Microwaves are unidirectional. Okay, remember, microwaves are unidirectional. Okay, but the radio waves are omnidirectional. That you have to remember in the multiple choice question. In this case, antennas are mounted on the towers to send a beam to another antenna which is kilometer away. It works on the line of sight transmission. That is, the antennas mounted on the towers are the direct sight of each other. Characteristics of microwave. The frequency range 4 to 6 gigahertz to 21 to 23 gigahertz in terrestrial microwave. Bandwidth from 1 to 10 Mbps. Okay. Short distance. It is inexpensive for short distance. It is expensive for the long distance. Attenuation means loss of signal. It is affected by environmental conditions and antenna size. That means outside attenuation is there in the microwave transmission. Advantages. It is cheaper. Instead of using cable, you can go for microwave transmission. Free from land acquisition, as it does not require any land for the installation of cables. Microwave transmission provides an easy communication in terrains, as the installation of cable in terrain is quite difficult task. Communication over oceans can be achieved by using microwave transmission. How does satellite communication works? The satellite accepts the signal, okay, from the sender, and that is transmitted from the earth station, and it amplifies the signal. The amplified signal is retransmitted to another earth station. Okay, that means the satellite takes the data or information from the sender and it amplifies and retransmits to another or some other earth stations. Advantages of satellite microwave communication. The coverage area is very big and the transmission cost is very less since it is transmitting throughout the world. Satellite communication is used in mobile and wireless communication application. It is easy to install. It is used in a wide variety of applications such as weather forecasting, flood forecasting, radio or TV signal broadcasting, mobile communication, etc. And disadvantages: the designing and development requires more time and higher cost. The satellite needs to be monitored and controlled on regular basis. The life of the satellite is about 12 to 15 years. Due to this reason, again you have to launch another satellite after its life. That means after, maybe if the life is 15 years, after 10 years, once again you have to prepare one more satellite to send it in the space. Infrared light. So infrared waves are widely used for short range communication. They are relatively directional, cheaper and easy to build, but have a major drawback: they do not pass through solid objects. So that's why in front of TV with remote we can use that infrared. On the other hand, the fact that infrared waves do not pass through solid walls well is also a plus. It means that an infrared system in one room of a building will not interfere with a similar system in another building. That means, maybe for example, in your house you are using TV. With TV you are using remote. Even the neighbors will use their TV and it will not interfere with the neighbor's TV, since the infrared light is for small distance. It will not go past the walls. That may be the advantage. Sometimes it may be a advantages. Then the periodic signal. A signal, we'll call it as a periodic signal if it completes a pattern within a measurable time frame called a period. That means within a time period, if it completes one cycle, we will call it as a periodic. A periodic is defined as amount of time required to complete one full cycle. Okay. The completion of one full pattern is called a cycle. Periodic analog signal, we can see here, this is one cycle. So we will call it as a periodic signal. A periodic signal changes without exhibiting a pattern or cycle that repeats over time. You can see here. So first time one cycle may be different, second time it may be different. This is called as aperiodic signal, even in the digital signal. The sine wave is the most fundamental form of periodic analog signal. Sine wave can be described by three characteristics: amplitude, period or frequency, and phase. The amplitude of a signal is the value of the signal at any point on the wave. It is equal to the vertical distance from a given point on the wave. And frequency is the number of cycles per periods in 1 second. Okay, frequency is number of cycles per periods in 1 second. Here you can see period and frequency are inverse of each other. That means t is equal to 1 by f or f is equal to 1 by t. In 1 second, how many number of cycles it completes, that we will call it as a frequency. Okay, frequency is equal to 6 Hz and period is equal to 1 by 6 seconds. Phase. The term phase describes the position of the waveform relative to time zero. The position of waveform relative to time is called phase. Okay, it is measured in degree or radians. You can see amplitude with time. Okay, this is maybe a quarter cycle, that is 1 by 4 cycle. It may be a half cycle and then it may be a full cycle. Phase is measured in degrees or radians. This we will call it as a 0 degree. This may be a 90 degree and this may be 180 degree since it is completing half cycle. Okay. There are two domains, time and frequency domain. The time domain shows the changes in signal amplitude with respect to time, that is amplitude versus time. And frequency domain shows the relationship between amplitude and frequency. Okay, the time domain shows the relationship between amplitude and time. Frequency domain shows the relationship between amplitude and frequency. Digital signal. In digital signal, bit rate and bit interval. What bit interval is? Bit interval is the time required to send one single bit. Okay, one single bit. It may be 1 or 0. That is called as bit interval. Is the time required to send one single bit. Okay, maybe 1, maybe 0, again 1, 1. That we will call it as a bit interval. Bit rate is the number of bit intervals per bits per second. That means the number of bit intervals per second. We will call it as a bit rate. Number of intervals per second. The unit for bit rate is bits per second. The bit rate is the number of bit intervals or bits per second. Okay, here they have shown 1 bit interval. 1 second is equal to 8 bit interval. This may be a 1 second. That means it is transmitting 8 bits in 1 second. And we can say that 8 BPS. So I am going little bit fast since we have to complete the portion first and then we have to start with the multiple choice questions. So don't bother. I will give all the multiple choice questions which will come for in the DC, data communication. Thank you. God bless you.